Millions of people travel to Jerusalem every year to gather in this divided stone plaza. Down at eye level, the atmosphere is intensely physical. People press their hands flat against the ancient limestone. Some weep openly. Others fold tiny, handwritten prayers, called kvitlach, and wedge them tightly into the eroded cracks. Out of all the places on Earth, this specific geographic coordinate is the most sacred physical site accessible to the Jewish people today. But look closely at the architecture. The gathering place for a global ancient faith is a solitary, unadorned stone wall. The engineers who cut and laid these blocks 2 millennia ago never intended for anyone to pray to them. They were building an exterior barrier. This structure is a retaining wall. Its sole purpose was holding back millions of tons of packed earth and rock to support a massive flat plaza built directly on top of it. To see why these utilitarian stones gained such spiritual gravity, we have to look past the wall and reconstruct the lost architectural masterpiece it was built to protect. That flat plaza above the wall is the Temple Mount. In Jewish cosmology, this is the center point, the navel of the world, where the divine presence, or Shekinah, is believed to manifest most intensely. Tradition anchors major biblical events to this exact coordinate, identifying it as the peak where Abraham bound Isaac, and later, the floor under the First Temple's Ark of the Covenant. In the 1st century BC, King Herod aggressively expanded this sacred peak. He rebuilt the Second Temple into a vast complex, erecting a massive perimeter of heavy retaining walls to hold the mountain in place. This expanded complex functioned as the religious, political, and social core of the ancient Jewish world. That way of life ended in 70 AD. During the Great Jewish Revolt, Roman legions commanded by Titus breached the defenses of Jerusalem and leveled the Second Temple. While the sanctuary itself was reduced to rubble, the heavy-duty masonry of Herod's exterior retaining walls managed to survive the Roman siege. With the temple gone, geography dictated what happened next. Looking at the ancient map from above, the western section of this surviving retaining wall offers the shortest physical gap to the exact coordinate where the inner Holy of Holies used to stand. In the wake of the destruction, the surviving wall transformed into a proxy for the destroyed temple itself, the closest remaining door to heaven. Following the Roman conquests, the Jewish population was driven out of Jerusalem, beginning a period of exile that would stretch for nearly 2 millennia. During the Middle Ages and the Ottoman era, strict laws kept the community away from the ruins. They were generally allowed to visit the site only 1 day a year, on the fast of Tisha B'Av, specifically to mourn the loss of the temple. Observers noted the intense crying during these sparse visits, leading to the English moniker, the Wailing Wall. Those tears recognized collapsed masonry and the ongoing spiritual exile of the community. Yet baked into that ritual of grieving was a quiet, stubborn optimism. To stand at the wall and weep for the past was to express a deep belief in a future redemption and the eventual rebuilding of a third temple. That physical separation continued into the modern era. Between 1948 and 1967, while East Jerusalem was under Jordanian control, Jews were prohibited from approaching the site entirely. The turning point arrived during the 1967 Six-Day War. Israeli forces fought their way into the Old City, and for the first time in generations, soldiers physically reached the ancient stones. It was a moment of profound national catharsis, collapsing a 2,000-year barrier between a people and the center of their faith. The events of 1967 shifted how the world viewed the site. The mournful era of exile gave way to a period defined by survival and return. Today, the atmosphere at the plaza is deeply active. Thousands gather here daily to pray, holding to the tradition that the gates of heaven remain open above this exact spot. Rather than quiet mourning, the space regularly rings with celebration. It operates as an open-air venue for bar mitzvahs, weddings, and continuous cycles of Torah study. The philosopher and Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel suggested that while people come here to pray, this is specifically where God listens with special attention. These eroded limestone blocks have endured sieges, empires, and millennia of physical exile. Every stone and paper note stands today as a living witness to a people's resilience and their eternal covenant with the divine.